That hit that's ice cold, that Michelle Pfeiffer, that white gold. Welcome to Canonical Chronicle, episode 7,302. Let's get into it.
This is that ice cold Michelle Pfeiffer, that white gold.
So Google is now retiring the old search console. Like many Google products before it, the Wonder Wheel, Google+, SEOs all over the world mourn the loss of our dear old friend going out like dust in the wind.
Oh, you're my boy, Blue!
Just kidding, the old interface is going to be going away and we won't be able to use it moving forward, but the new interface is where all the action is going to be. So if you're still using the old search console, I've got one thing to say to you.
We are so old.
Yeah.
Now, the backlink checker arms race has been pretty single track for some time. Most companies believe that adding features and features and features onto the toolset is going to make them win, and others have just been investing really heavily in a big, deep index. First, Moz came out with their new index a couple months back. Now SEMrush have come out with a big, massive index. But recently, Majestic have been like,
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
the recent updates from Majestic allow you to understand the context of a link. So it's where the link physically shows on the page. With this new update, we're now able to model something similar to Google's Reasonable Surfer patent, which details that the value of links further up the page are better than ones further down the page or outside the body copy. Further to this, you can now see where your outbound link stacks up on the page versus other outbound links. So if you've got a link in a directory, it's going to be weighted down because the main link's surrounded with other outbound links. It also lets you look at surrounding words and how it's placed in the document, so you can get a whole heap of really stellar features to properly understand the true value of the link. It's a massive innovation in the space, and I highly recommend that you go check it out. So Google has this document called the Search Quality Raters Guidelines, which essentially is a document that instructs manual search quality raters what it deems to be good and bad in terms of websites.
Right. Wank, wank, good guy. Wank, good guy, wank.
So naturally, whenever they change things, us SEOs definitely pay attention. This recent update isn't really anything to write home about. It's still important to exercise good EAT, expertise, authority and trust across your site. Some things to come from the update are around YMYL sites, or your money or your life. It's now asking raters to identify sites that might spread hate, and they're paying a lot more attention to sites that could cause harm to end users. So shopping and finance are now in two separate categories. So shopping YMYL content now includes information about services related to or the research of purchase of goods and services. So for example, reviews. So essentially Google's looking to demote review sites that simply say,
Well, that one, and that one, and that one.
So if you run a review site, it's going to be essential to make sure that the person doing the reviews is public and has a good reputation. It's an important read for people who are like deep in the weeds, but for your average SEO, bit of a snooze fest. So if you're a hardcore SEO, most of you are going to say that you couldn't do your job without this one thing.
Cocaine and hookers, my friend.
No, not that. I'm talking about Excel. Well, now they've came out with an amazing new innovation called XLOOKUP. For all of you that are very familiar with index match, it's kind of a quicker, cleaner way of doing that. So you can now look up vertical and horizontal arrays and do computation based on that. So here's an example from the site. If you're a nerd like me, you're absolutely guaranteed to love it. That's everything for this week's Canonical Chronicle. We hope you've liked it. If you do, please do subscribe. And until next time, we will see you later.